Hey guys, it is the fourth time I have filmed this video because I am just all over the place with it and I can't read my own handwriting. Today's crime story is on Mary Flora Bell. She was a killer in the late 60s, 1968 to be precise. And she was a child killer. She's 10 years old, which is very, very freaky. You know, you can kill at 10. That's scary. She killed 2 toddlers. I haven't got to their names yet. If you've been with me and watching these videos for a while now, you know I like to give a bit of a background on her. So she was an extremely troubled child. She was brought up in Scotswood, West Newcastle, which was a bit of a grotto area after the war. A bit of a not very nice slum, ghetto, all that sort of stuff. Her mother, Betty, was an absent mother because she would travel with her occupation, which was a prostitute. Her nickname was May as a prostitute. Mary was her first child, age 17, with Billy Bell, who was an alcoholic. So we've already established they're not stable parents, but it's the 60s, so there's like rarely any care around. So she was already believing in robbery and killings and all this sort of stuff. Sexual acts she would engage in. It was very, very, very disturbing. She befriended, because her parents were just like, she befriended a friend called Norma Bell. There is no relation, it's just pure coincidence she's called Norma Bell, who was mentally disabled. She was 12 and she had an age of something like 8 or 7. Not 100%, doesn't say hugely. But because of her disability, Mary was able to manipulate and be horrible, but in Norma's mind be extremely nice to her. So she manipulated her into being present at the 2 killings that Mary performed. One was on, I shall have a look. Sorry, one was on Martin Brown in a abandoned house. And the other was on I'll come back to his name. Brian Howe, sorry, that was his name. This was all in 1968. All these crimes were done in 1 year. The way she would kill them is tell them that they had a sore throat, and then that she would rub it better for them, and her grip would get tighter and tighter, so she would just strangle them bare hand. She was known as the Tyneside Strangler. And the day before her 11th birthday, she killed Martin, who was only 4 at the time. And then she killed... I've lost his name again, guys. This isn't brilliant, is it? Okay. Martin. Brian. She killed Brian once she had turned 11 on the 31st of July 1968. Martin's murder was the 25th of May, so a day before her 11th birthday. And she became psychotic. You'd have to commit those sort of crimes. She was known as the Tyneside Strangler. So, but no one expected a child to be the murderer until Brian's death. I remembered his name. Brian's death, when the grip wasn't so tight, because it didn't have to be, because he was just small and everything. She stuck with the same story. You got a sore throat, I'll rub it better for you. And then she strangled him. He was 3, but what Mary didn't realise was the attack had been witnessed by a 9-year-old with the mental age of a 4-year-old. So it was going to be quite hard to try and believe him. What she'd also done is she had broken into a nursery and wrote on a piece of paper, "I murder so I may come back." That was one of them. And on another piece of paper, she said, "We are murderers, watch out." And the last bit of paper that she wrote on was, "We did murder Martin Brown, so fuck off, you bastards." And that's when she went on to murder Brian Howe. Sorry, this is a bit all over the place. I'm telling the story, but in different pieces. I really should learn how to. So once they killed Brian, because the strangulation wasn't strong and wasn't bruised or anything, they're just purely unconscious and carried on and everything on his ligature. Then the police did start believing the 9-year-old, and they did open the case as a child killer. She was convicted in 1968 of 2 killings. Her current status, I'm hoping she's under a different name. She spent from 1968 to 1980, when she was aged 23 and released from an open prison, and granted 12 years anonymity. Oh, right, okay, so she's under a different name. Allowing her to start a new life, and allegedly she's back in Tyneside with several things going on, but the police will always be keeping an eye, obviously. Also, I forgot to mention was her trademark turned into carving an M into her victims' stomachs. It was originally an N, but then she decided to turn it into an M. So, and then she would, after she committed the crimes, she would go to school and bang on, if you like, and say how she would brag about the killings and how she had killed these kids and strangled them and in the playground, and the kids started getting a bit frightened of her. And so Billy Bell went up to school drunk and threatened the rest of the kids with their dangerous dog if they weren't nice to Mary. So that made the whole situation a little, tough, let's just say, for the school. The school were also aware of Mary's anger, but they never seemed to take a course of action. And she tried strangling a person in the playground, which was broken up. She was over at Norma's house, and she put her hands around Norma's throat. Luckily, Norma's dad walked in the room and threw her off Norma. So that was a lucky escape. And it says here, Bell's daughters, I don't whether they're talking about Mary Bell or Betty Bell, are extended for life under protection until they reach the age of 18. However, on May 23rd, Bell was in High Court to battle her own undercover name, her new name. And the last update included Bell's granddaughter, born in January 2009, who was referred to as Z and is currently unknown. So there have been a lot of books written in 1972. The Case of Mary Bell was written. And how her mother was a prostitute and a dominatrix. I really wouldn't, I should have said this at the beginning, to be fair. I would not recommend people with toddlers who may be a bit wary to watch this one, but I can't stop anyone, so that was the majority of... Oh, Mary was never really diagnosed with any mental health issues. She knew what she was doing. So it seems that's what I've got on Mary Bell. I hope you enjoyed this bit of an all over the place crime video. I am doing majority of these now because I didn't during Halloween, which I should have done. And I am shocked just reading this. It has... There's no words for me to say. I can't believe it. It's just ridiculous. 10 to 11 and a 12-year-old. Fucking hell. But using the 12-year-old. So that's what I had on Mary Bell. I will do some more research and get a further crime case to you ASAP. If you want to see anything else, LGBTQ related, vlog related, then I could do that, but the main channel is crime related, really. So I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it was all over the place. And I'll see you. It's really helping me mentally during this time that you guys subscribe, like and share, so please subscribe. And peace out. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.